Welcome back, everybody. Glad you could join us today. Um, let's just start out with some seated movement. So just some really gentle seated movement. Let's just start out with some shoulder rolls. Most people, I know I do, really hold a lot of tension in their upper back and neck and shoulders. So just help yourself come into the moment and into your body by doing some gentle movements. And then maybe roll your shoulders forward. And then reach up into the air, slight arch of the back. And then just some gentle forward neck rolls, just side to side. And just be careful if you have a lot of neck tension. The point is not to overstretch, it's just to get a little bit of movement. Maybe you want to rest on one side. Allow those side muscles of your neck to stretch out, and you can push your head back up. You can do the other side with your arm kind of outstretched. And then push your head up. Good. All right. Adjust your posture. And if you're seated, what you're aiming for is an upright posture, either with both feet flat on the floor if you're in a chair, or legs crossed if you're seated on a cushion or the floor. And you're looking for like a tall spine. So if this is the crown of your head, it's almost like there's an invisible string just pulling the crown of your head upwards, elongating the spine. But you don't want there to be a lot of tension in your back either. So, you can be at ease and elongated as well. There's a slight tuck of the chin, but really ultimately help your body be as comfortable as possible. So if today you're really fatigued and you just are feeling absolutely like you do not want to sit up, go ahead and let yourself lay down and, just be gentle and kind with your body. I would suggest for those of you that are new that you either close the screen or turn the screen if you're going to have your eyes open, just because the idea with meditation is to go inward, not to be distracted by outward movements or me. My job is to help guide you inward into your own being. And some people like to meditate with open eyes. And if you are one of those people, then I would just stare at something neutral, have a soft gaze, allow your eyes to kind of relax back into their sockets, because we're often leaning forward with our eyes. So the eye muscles get very tired. So see if you could just, if your eyes are open or closed, see if you can allow your eyes to just rest back into their sockets. And let's begin by just doing some progressive muscle relaxation to get our bodies ready to sit. So let's start with, I think what we'll do is we'll start with the head, go all the way to the feet, and then we'll come back up the body. So we're not going to take a lot of time to do this. So we'll do large areas. So what I want you to do first is anything from your waist up. So your torso, your shoulders, your arms, your face, we're going to contract all those things, scrunch them up real tight. And then we're going to, on the out breath, so we're going to breathe in, hold your breath. And on the out breath, we're going to breathe out real slowly. Okay. And so it's going to end up also being some pranayama, some breath exercise, but we're adding in the muscle stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in through our nose for a count of 4. And then I am going to hold the count for 7 for the breath hold. If you have asthma, COPD, any other breathing conditions, just skip the breath hold. You can do a brief muscle tension thing and then do the out breath. I would invite you to do a very slow out breath. So around about, if you're breathing in for 4, let's try to do around 8. If that's too long, shorten it to in for 3 and out for 6. Okay. So I'm going to be doing it as 4, 7, 8. That's how I'll be counting my breathing, but please do what's comfortable for you. All right. So we're all going to kind of do this on our own, but when you are doing the breath hold, that's when you're tensing all the muscles and squeezing your face and that sort of thing. So breathing out and in. Tensing. Long, slow out breath. And with the out breath, release all the muscle tension. Good. Let's do that upper body one more time. Make sure on the out breath that you're consciously softening those muscles. Let's do the same thing with the lower body. So you're squeezing your pelvis, you're squeezing your buttocks, your legs, your feet, you're contracting all the lower body muscles. So breathe out, breathe in, contract the lower body. Slow release, let go of all the muscles. Lower body one more time. Slow release, let go of all the muscles. Now we're going to do a full body contraction. So breathing in for about 4, contracting, and then releasing all the muscles of the body. And you don't have, you can, when you start to breathe out, just release the muscles right away. You don't need to do a slow muscle release. When I say let it out slow, I'm meaning the breath, not the muscle contraction. So the muscle contraction, I want you to have the muscles all on and then off. Okay, so let's do that twice actually with the full body. Again. Good. Really hoping you all had your eyes closed because I'm sure I looked ridiculous just now. um, so anyway, let's settle back into an inward gaze. And let's just begin by feeling your back against the chair or cushion, feeling the pressure of your butt and your legs against the surface, and feeling your hands. And then just scanning your body from head to toe and noticing if there's any areas where you're still holding any unnecessary muscle tension. And you can either do a quick muscle contraction if that helps you to relax, or you can just intentionally smooth out and soften those muscles. It can be easier to soften muscles with the out breath. Especially pay attention to your mouth and your face and your jaw. It's an area we hold a lot of tension in unknowingly. Once you're done with your body scan, what I want you to do is just do a few deep belly breaths where you're directing the breath right down into your low abdomen. So instead of breathing up in the chest, what you're going to be doing is if you want to put your hand on your belly, you're going to, with the in breath, the hand will go outwards. With the out breath, my hand moves towards my spine. In breath, belly moves out. Out breath, belly button towards the spine. And you'll notice I have very little movement of my chest and my shoulders. So let's do a few breaths together like that and do it at your own pace and just try to slow down the out breath. You don't need to count, but just make it slow. Soften the face. Allow the jaw to drop. Some of us focus by squinching our eyes together. See if you can just allow the muscles, all the little muscles around your eyes to relax and calm. Allow the shoulders to drop. See if you're holding any unnecessary tension now in your buttocks or in your pelvic area. It's another area of the body where we often are clenching and we don't even know it. And begin to tune in to the breath. Just start by noticing the coolness of the breath coming in at the nostrils. Just noticing the coolness of the breath at the nostrils coming in, and then the warmth of the breath at the nostrils going out. Noticing where your awareness is now, and gently just returning to the awareness of the breath. If you're someone who already has a practice of your own, whether it be with a mantra or some other way of meditating, and breath focused practice is doesn't work as well for you, please feel free to do your own practice and just utilize this as a supportive environment for sitting. Today's practice is going to be largely quiet to give you all an opportunity to go inward without the interruption of my voice. So, the main instruction is notice the breathing, pick a spot to watch it or be in it rather, whether that's at the nose, the back of the throat, or maybe you're feeling your chest wall expanding, or maybe you're feeling your abdomen going in and out. Just pick the spot that it's easiest to be aware of today if you're doing a breath focus practice. And the breath is like your anchor, it's your anchor to the present moment. You can always come back to right now, and you can do that with the support of your breath. So the mind invariably will wander into the future, or it'll wander into the past, or it'll be obsessing about something it needs to do. And these are all just the things that the mind does. This is what the brain is created for, to think. And so getting real upset with ourselves or judgmental or blaming and frustrated with the mind, in my experience, as somebody with a very busy mind, it just doesn't really work very well. Doesn't work at all. So instead of fighting with your own mind, see if you can just be very gentle with it. Gentle, loving, kind, not perfectionistic. Because a lot of times you can have thoughts going on and also be connected to your breathing. And so the mind can kind of run and do its thing, and you can maintain an awareness of your breath. And then you'll get swept away by a thought train or a story or a highly charged emotional story. And then the instruction is just to notice what it's wandered to, notice how you've been caught. And then just with the next breath, just begin again and start noticing that breath. And if there's a particular story or something you're really upset about, this may be very, very difficult because the mind really is going to want to solve it. That's what the mind wants to do when there's a problem or a conflict. It wants to solve it, or if you're angry about something, it wants to ruminate and be self righteous. And it's like an inner dialogue, right? That we've all experienced. So, my suggestion would be to not fight with it, to just let it be there and just simply, if this is happening frequently, just to say, you know, I will come back to those thoughts. I will come back and I can do that. Right now I'm just allowing my mind to take a rest, just allowing it to rest in something simple. And that's something simple that is very accessible because we always have it with us is the breath. And eventually, the mind actually really does like resting in the breath. It takes some practice, but it eventually does feel good to find a resting spot. So, see if you can just invite your mind very sweetly, almost like you're trying to entice a toddler to do something. You're not going to be real authoritarian and bossy with them because they're just going to throw a tantrum. So just see if you can make it pleasant. And if the breath historically is not pleasant for you, what I would suggest is that you use a mantra. And instead focusing on the breath, then you use a mantra. And an easy one to use is so hum, SOHUM. So on the in breath, hum on the out breath. So we're just going to try to entice the mind into resting for a little while. I'm going to be quiet for the majority of the rest of the sit, just to give you a chance to really settle in without any distractions. So just be kind and keep coming back to either the breath or the mantra and see if you can just rest for a little while. As you continue to rest in your breath, please allow the words to fall on you from this is an excerpt from South African President Nelson Mandela's inaugural speech in 1994. I find it inspiring. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? And I'm going to use the word God because that's the word he used, but please replace it if that doesn't resonate with your belief system, with the flow or the universe or the divine or whatever word works for you. You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightening about shrinking so that other people won't feel unsure around you. We were born to make manifest in the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fears, our presence automatically liberates others. I'm going to read this one more time, but I'm going to replace the word God with unity. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of unity. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightening about shrinking so that other people won't feel unsure around you. We were born to make manifest in the glory of the unity that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fears, our presence automatically liberates others. I want to just take a moment to dedicate our practice today. May the fruits of our practice, our collective practice, all of our collective energies that we've come and put together today, may that light and love and collective energy spread outwards in all directions and help to end the suffering of all beings everywhere. Bow to each one of you. So grateful to have this time with you each week.